Hi, I'm Anshuman Khosla and I'm a student of Punjab Engineering College. I'm pursuing my final year right now. I'm pursuing Electronics and Communication Engineering, and I had given the ZAT exam this year on 6th of January, and in this particular exam I secured a 99.90 percentile, and with evenly spaced subsections, 98 plus in each, and the calls that I received of BM and HR from Accelerite, of which I gave a predominance or my particular concentration towards the BM because HR was something that did not really interest me. The date and time of my interview was, my interview was in the morning slot, and on the 5th of March, and the venue was Park Hotel in New Delhi. Okay, and the selection process, I've successfully converted the Accelerite BM call. After that, on the particular day, that is 5th of March, I had my group discussion and interview. We first assembled there at about 8 a.m. and after that we were divided into a group of 15 when we had the first group discussion. Our topic for the group discussion was that the Lokpal bill will serve no particular purpose unless people are morally right. This was our exact verbatim topic, and initially we had some sort of a fish market, and people were trying to actually raise their concerns at the same time. As a result, one of the members of the GD itself, one of the participants, he raised a suggestion that perhaps we should follow a round-robin fashion in which every person speaks one at a time and everyone gets a chance to speak. According to this self-created particular fashion, my term was I was the fourth in line. Initially, I raised my displeasure with the mechanism that we had adopted. I felt that it was a group discussion, and what we were doing was a monologue, and important points were not being deliberated upon in their actual depth. After raising this particular concern, I also raised 3 points pertaining to the issue. Number one, I felt that the Lokpal bill, I agree, would not serve much of a purpose unless people are morally right. Number one, because I feel we already have bodies such as CBI, CBC, etc., and there could be an ambiguity of scope that is created by the creation of this particular body. Number two, I felt was that a Lokpal body is being created so as to check corruption. Who would actually guarantee that the members of the Lokpal are not corrupt in themselves? Will we have another body, another system of checks and balances to check the Lokpal? If so, the level, the economic drain, the drain that we have, the administrative burden that we face, is it viable in today's scenario? And number three, since the topic was whether Lokpal bill would serve a purpose if people are not morally right, I argued that if people were actually morally right, why would we need the Lokpal bill in the first place? So these were the 3-4 points that I raised, and I felt that I got a comfortable airtime, whereas a GD just lasted for about 8 to 10 minutes, and this was a pretty short GD by other standards. Following this, I had my personal interview. I was again fourth in line. An important point of difference here is the fact that the same panel who had your GD actually took your interview as well. So the moment I entered my interview started with my GD as such. They actually started grilling me on CBI and CBC. I raised this particular point initially. They asked me their current heads and the nature and scope of the work, the ambiguity that I was talking about, and when does which one of them come into play. I mean, the clear differentiation between the roles was what they asked and they inquired. This lasted for about 5 minutes. After that, they reverted to marketing for one, and that was again solely by their choice. I had not given any inclination towards that, and as such, they asked me about marketing, what I knew about it, advertising, brand building, how is advertising a part of brand building. They continued with elements of marketing for a while. After that they switched over to finance for one, and they asked me the difference between an investment bank and a commercial bank, and they cross-questioned me many times in this particular fact, and I felt I was reasonably clear with this because finance is my passion and this is where I wanted to enter. After that, they took into account my background. I had my schooling done in Dubai, all my 14 years of schooling, and they actually asked me the location advantages, the location disadvantages, the causes of the economic slowdown, the causes of the initial boom over there, and they just to check the level of sensitization with the place or the place where I was raised. And after that, I was lucky. I did not have many technical questions. In fact, I don't think I had any technical questions asked during my interview. with regards to my field. But I had a few quantitative questions asked, which included general integration concepts such as area under the curves, etc., and which were pretty, I call it easy to solve. So there was not much of a concern there. At the same time, they particularly concentrated and focused upon my choices. They asked me where I was placed. I did reply, I was placed in an investment bank, and they discussed the possibilities. They asked me which particular field of management excited me, and I think this is more about it.